to get it. But if you're in a scheme and your chances are limited because your father was a fucking alehead, he liked to booze, or your mom was away or abandoned you and you had to raise yourself, or you had to go out in the street. So, like you said, the opportunities would only come along for you to get out of that. You would see someone in a car driving along, and you would find out, how did he get in that? How are they able to do that? They come from the same streets. How is he able to drive about in that? And then if you scratch behind the surface, you'll find that, well, that's your wee mate's big brother. And you'll say, how's your big brother doing all that? How's your big brother driving about in his car? Oh, he's just passing on tickets. You're like, what's tickets? And that's another name that they call coke. So you sell a gram of coke, or probably less than a gram of coke, on whatever, I don't know whatever price they sell it for now, fuck knows, because I've not really been into that game for a long while. But that's how people are able to graduate out into doing something for themselves and making money, because it's far easier to sell a few tickets and make a few £100 of a night. You do that 4 or 5 nights, you're making £1,000 standing about the streets, or going about in a bike, or jumping about in a motor, passing on stuff, or being a middleman, or doing whatever. And that is real money, and it is a real opportunity, and it's a real get out, and it's a buzz, and it's something to do. And like you say, if you go and say that to anybody in one of the projects or one of the schemes in Glasgow or any city, they're going to bite your hand off, because society has let them down. From school to work, the opportunities, and just Glasgow, right? I'll tell you an idea, Rocky, right? Glasgow, they flattened all the tenements, and they moved the people out the tenements into housing areas out with the town. So it was like getting them out away as far as possible, but they left these people there to rot. Just let them rot generation after generation. And the only way any of them can manage to get out is, well, a few can manage to get out if they work hard at school and get through that way. But for the ones who, as I say, are deemed as failures, the only way they're ever going to do anything or make anything is if they turn to crime, by selling drugs. And in old times, all the gangsters used to do robberies and stuff like that. But if you look now, most of the criminal activity is centred through the movement of prescribed drugs, and that's and it's a shit way for people even to look at. I mean, the way I've said it there, Rocky, it's a shit way to say, this is an opportunity for some people, but you can't mention it any other way. This is if people see that as an opportunity to make money and to get out of their existence, their shit miserable existence, then it's a heavy situation, but people go for it, don't they, Rocky?
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, and those, every time I walk in a city, when I see all those fucking sea containers piled up, rusting and rotting away, like, what happened to the way it used to be? See, I think we never really fucking caught up. After World War II, and basically Europe was in fucking rubble, it was more or less the UK and the United States represented, 75% of the fucking world's economy and shit. At least in the USA. It wasn't like with the fucking cars here. There's, all this argument about cars and fucking buy American and why it happened, and they blame President Reagan for economic policies. That's all horseshit, right? I'm a guy that's a fucking realist, the way I think. Germany and fucking Japan were fucking basically under rubble for all that time. Then the 1980s came around, they finally rebuilt factories, everything was functioning, there was no more American military running shit, and they started to produce good fucking cars, like the Germans, like the fucking Japanese. They sell around the fucking world. So it was just more fucking competition, and we never really caught up with it. You know what I mean? It's one of the many failing things about capitalism, I guess. It can't all be fucking one way. Like, I don't agree with fucking proper communism, but I think taking more socialist fucking views, I don't want to get too political here, because then people start hating me, Tommy, but, you know, and I do very well. You know what I mean? I own 2 companies, and they're both exclusively fucking union. Wouldn't have it any other fucking way, and we pay way above a union premium. Even in cities, when I go to fucking redneck states that have virtually every fucking law in existence banning fucking unions, I make sure that my guys get paid their fucking, you know, company fucking premium. And if everybody did that shit, if I was somebody that owned a fucking company that manufactures shit that everybody fucking buys, right? Cars, whatever, TVs, I would pay my guys so fucking good because they would go out and they would buy my car, they would buy my fucking TV, and I would make more money, and everybody's happy. But these rich cocksuckers at the top of the food chain, they feel differently than that because they had everything handed to them, you know, on a silver platter, Tommy.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. See, I mean, I've stopped it now, Rocky, for a wee bit, right? But I did up till just a few months ago, 12 years driving about Glasgow, right? And I've worked in all the areas, right? When I say all the areas, I'm talking about all the areas, all the schemes, right? And then I've worked late at night, and I've picked, and some of them have been friends, and I pick them up and they phone me, heavy gangsters, right? Heavy people. But what I found of them, right? See people who make money like that. I mean, they're all nice people, and I don't really. For me, Rocky, I just try to treat everybody the same. So I just fucking shoot the shit, talk away, have a bit of laugh, and people come in. When I used to drive about, people used to come into the car. We'd have a good laugh, we'd talk whatever, we'd have a bit of time, and people would like the shit. I would say, take my number, the phone. But I used to find that people like that, like the money that they earned, the attitude was, well, as soon as I started going 20, 30, 40 pound, they realised, here, there's a fucking chancer, but I'm asking for a few bob, and they would love that, you know, because money makes the world go round, and, you know, and if you ask for something and somebody's got the cheek to ask for it, say, here, fucking take it, take 20, take 30, I mean, fuck it, pass the money around, because, you know, money like that, especially if you make money, free money or quick money, easy money, through doing tricks or whatever, you know, you've got to keep that money in circulation, basically, you know, the lifeblood of the economy is keeping the money moving. But then you find the people at the top, like these dumb schmucks who are controlling it all. I mean, they've got more money than sense, more money than they'll ever be able to spend, more money than their children or their children's will ever be able to spend. But these dumb, greedy schmucks at the top, they don't understand the fact that the money has to keep going round to keep everybody in an existence. They want to restrict the money, and this is a problem we've got now, Rocky, is with the economy, with the recession, is that these dumb fucking cocksuckers, you called them there earlier on, at the top, they're restricting the money supply because they're using it as a power mechanism to beat up the fucking little guy. Whereas the guys who are making the money on the street, who are turning tricks or doing whatever, they realise, well, the only fucking thing that this money is good for is a few worthless bits of plastic, but if it means that I can get someone to do this or do that, then hey, pay them this wee bit extra because they're going to do it better and they're going to do it with a smile on their face, and fuck me, I'll feel good because their family's getting something out of it, you know. And that's what I've found with people who are, you know, on the street if they've got cash on them. But then these dumb schmucks at the top, they're using money as a fucking play to kill us all, basically.
Fuck yeah, I totally agree with that.
Anyway, I'm talking a lot of shit, Rocky. Sorry, on you go.
And Tommy, you like you fucking basically drove to taxi like from around the games, like when people come out of the fucking games, because like, you know, you're
Right, we just had a wee outage there. We've had an outage, but we're back. We've had an outage. We're back. Yes, we're back. Right, we're discussing City Life. The parrot is there, retweeting to retweet. Now I'll just retweet him. We lost the Bold Rocky there, but we had an outage. But it's cool, we're back in it here now. We'll go and get the Bold Rocky back now. Here we go. Yo, Rocky.
What's up, brother? I don't know if that was my signal or yours. I apologize.
Yeah, no, it was my signal. What were you going to say there? You were just about to say something.
Yeah, I was just asking you, fucking why you're so fucking well known over there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan of yours, obviously. And I was just wondering, like, how the fuck, like, what's your deal? What made you famous? Would you smack shit out of a couple of fucking orangemen sometime back in the fucking day?
No, just two phone calls, really. One to Craigie Boy White, and then one to Francisco Sandaza. So these two calls in the last year. Prior to that, I was phoning radio stations, and people. I would phone like George Galloway, the MP. I would phone like Radio Clyde and football stuff, and I would have fights, about Celtic and the old Rangers, and I'd phone up political programmes and shoot the shit and, talk about, asylum seekers, Muslims or Ireland, anything really that I felt I needed to put my voice out there. So that's where I would be doing all that. And then when, God love my mate, rest in peace, Eddie Martin, he was a boy who said to me, you should be doing your own radio shit. And then I kind of started dabbling doing that. And he passed away, and I joined the Huddle Board. I joined Kerrydale Street, and then I was a bit hardcore for them. And then a boy called Jungle Jamesy, the good brother Jungle Jamesy in the Kerrydale Street board, he said, look, you might like the Huddle Board, try this mob. So I went on to them, and then within about a year or so, just at the time when Rangers were going bust, I came to a wee bit of prominence on there when I did a call to David Taylor, the second in command at UEFA. And then all of a sudden, I kind of raised my profile a bit to a few people on there, because I realised, well, I'm not just a nut job who phones radio stations. I can actually, fucking challenge people with a phone call. So it was a good brother on the Huddle Board who gave me the number of Craig White, and then that was it. I made the newspaper on fucking phoning up Craig White, and then it was the most surreal moment when it happened. I didn't realise what the Huddle Board, what they were going to do, but they'd got press involved, and because the first call that we got with Craig White was recorded. Well, I'd actually broadcast it live when it happened, but they got it as a recording, and because they hadn't heard it as live, they couldn't go with it. And then on the Tuesday afternoon, I went and did a call, and I said, right, tell whoever you want, this is my second call to White here. And so I made that second call, and I was journalists, whoever had the link, I was getting passed about. There was about 30 or 40 people listening to it live, and then I closed it down, and it was only just that so many people heard it, and all the people who heard that second call were just like, fucking hell, that was so amazing. We fucking got them bang to rights here, and the media got a hold of it, and they just ran with it, and it was the most surreal moment. I had about 300 friends on the Twitter, and overnight it just went up to about 2,000, and it was just like, oh, you mad bastard, Tommy. And then the same thing happened with Sandaza, but